It's here. It's finally here. It's finally here. It is. Oh my gosh. If you don't know why I'm so excited, it's because I am now holding in my hands the most expensive piece of hardware I've ever owned. Or at least have bought from Best Buy. I can't believe this is really happening. This thing was $1,700, so I want to be careful not to drop it. So why exactly did I buy this? Well, one, because I'm irresponsible with money. Two, because, well, this gaming system is a beast and it will finally let me launch my YouTube channel. And I could have bought a desktop, to be honest, which is what I normally do, but there's something about a laptop that makes it easy and transferable because I've been on the go for the past few years and moving from state to state doesn't make it easy to do vlogs, doesn't make it easy to record games if you are running around with a desktop. So, problem solved. The clerk in the store at Best Buy told me that this thing is supposed to last me 15 years. We'll definitely put that to the test because, well, I will let you guys know if it actually lasts 15 years. So here it is, the most exciting day of my life. I'm gonna open this thing up. So the specs on this thing are actually pretty cool. Oh my god. I mean, it's a thick box. So it looks like if it gets shipped, if you're worried about getting this thing shipped to you, it comes in a pretty thick box, so pretty nice. No scratches, no dings, at least not that I can see so far. Okay, so let's take a moment to talk about this thing. What's all in it? Why did I buy it? Is it even worth purchasing yourself? Alienware is an incredibly expensive brand. That's obvious if you look at the price tags. When you just go into a Best Buy store, it's overglorified. Every single Best Buy person there is trying to sell it to you, which I thought was the case for me. The guy told me that this thing would last 15 years. And that doesn't mean that I go in and replace the parts. That means just all the pieces in it will not need to be replaced for 15 years. Sounds like a stretch considering the average lifespan of a computer these days is actually only 3 years. 5 years is usually a stretch, so when I heard 15 years, it sounded like a unicorn. The man was literally trying to sell me a unicorn. So, we're gonna find out if that's real or not. This thing comes fully loaded with a GTX 1070 graphics card that's in here, and it is incredibly powerful. It's an i7 7700, and it is a beast of a laptop. Almost more powerful than any desktop that I've ever owned. So I've always wanted to have something like this so I could take it on the go. And if it lasts 15 years, then my money was definitely well spent. The screen isn't incredibly big, so I'll likely end up buying an additional monitor for it. Just because I want to have that high quality gaming experience with a huge screen so you can see everything, so that way I can see the sniper that's way off. Oh, that bugger. He always gets me. How is nobody killing that guy? See, that won't be a problem anymore because I'll be able to see him. One of the big downfalls to this right away that I could tell was that there's really only 2 USB ports. There's a Type-C port in the back, but for the most part, you see there's one USB port there, another one there, and so for that, you're gonna need one of these. You're gonna need a hub. I went with the 3.0, you could probably go with the 2.0, but this would be more for if you wanted to use an Oculus or an HTC Vive, which is basically VR ready. This thing is VR ready, so you could set up an entire gaming setup in your room using just this. You don't need a desktop. You could use this. Now, as far as overheating goes, that was my biggest concern when it came to buying this laptop. And I've read some reviews online that said that Alienware does overheat sometimes, but the man in there claimed that the new versions that they've started to put out don't overheat. So this version itself, according to him, says it hasn't had any problems with overheating, unless of course you got a lemon. And in that case, well, we'll all pray for you. The good news is, since I bought it from Best Buy, if I don't like it, I can return it within 15 days, which means that essentially I get 2 weeks free of playing this laptop and seeing how well it functions using the games that I want to play, which you guys are going to see as I continue to upload more videos with this computer. This is going to be my main gaming performance laptop for the next few weeks at least, and if it is up to par, then you know what? I'll go full time with this thing and keep it around a lot longer. So I'm really hoping that this thing is good, because if it's not, I gotta go down to Best Buy and I have to take away that poor young man's sales commission. And one of the reasons I think this computer will probably last longer is because of the solid state drive that it has in there. It has 1 terabyte just on the hard drive, and then you have 128 gigabytes of a solid state drive that powers this thing. So that could be one of the reasons why this thing will last a lot longer. I hope it does anyways. I hope I don't have to return it. Either way, I got a warranty on it for at least 3 years, where if I even spill a glass of wine on this thing, they'll replace it. As long as it can be proved that it was an accident, and as long as it can't be repaired, they will replace this thing in full or give me an equivalent laptop. So pretty cool. At least I got 3 years to know that anything bad that could possibly happen to this thing, it's fully insured and I can get something without having to pay any extra money up front. Another cool, interesting feature is that there's actually a strip in here that actually contains the Wi-Fi adapter, so it's actually up higher as opposed to other systems where it's actually inside the middle of it, or in the motherboard more or less, or near there anyways. I don't really know much about hardware, so I'm not going to pretend I do. I'm personally not the biggest fan of Alienware. I've never used their products before, so I can't say that I'm a believer. So that's the whole reason why I went out and bought one today. It's that way I can test it out and see if it really holds its weight in terms of price to performance. So we're going to test that out. And then I'd love to hear in the comments below if you guys are fans of Alienware, if you think that it's a good product, if you've seen any problems, if you have any advice. I mean, the guy in the store said it's going to last 15 years. I'd love to know if that's true, if anyone has an Alienware laptop or PC that's lasted even 10 years without having to replace any parts. So I'd love to see what you guys' thoughts are on it. And also, if you're interested in games and seeing how this channel grows, I'm going to be playing a lot of MMOs. I have a lot of friends that I like to play with, and I think you guys are going to get a good kick out of it. It's going to be fun. So thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Mark. You can call me Marky Mark, and this is Game Slayers.